Before looking into increased conversions, you should take a step backwards and ask yourself if you are adopting the right positioning. Also, are you leveraging this message? Validating messaging and positioning requires you to roll up your sleeves and start talking with your audiences. You should understand what led them to your product and what they used it as an alternative before getting to know your brand. That will allow you to identify what are your differentiators and how you should communicate to clients and potential clients about these competitive advantages.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block. Flip my hair, move my head, show the world I'm royalty. When I walk by, they be taking bows, cause they know I'm the queen, yeah.
Hello everyone! Welcome to our webinar on how dependency on devs affect marketing strategies. I'm Juliana, founder of an experimentation platform called CRO, and an engineer passionate about marketing and data. As marketers, we face the ever-changing challenge of handling technical issues and dealing with developers to reach our goals. At the end of the day, it forces us to acquire a skill not originally part of our jobs. So in this session, I will cover some of the latest MarTech advancements, the A/B testing challenges in a typical experimentation process, and some tips on how growth teams can enhance their knowledge without overloading themselves. So let's begin. Well, the marketing industry has evolved a lot in the past years, with different platforms emerging every day. Considering why customers would buy your product and what benefits they can get is not enough. Marketing has evolved so we can create interest when there's none. Product personalization, artificial intelligence, automation, and data-driven campaigns serve as core for new marketing features, such as customer segmentation and marketing attribution. Not only it enables marketers to test different channels and approaches, but it also allows them to focus on different strategies to scale marketing efforts and increase efficiency. Two of the main promoters of these advancements are AI and machine learning technologies. They enable predictive analysis, chatbots, recommendation engines, and advanced personalization. This technology can process larger data sets, uncover patterns, and make data-driven decisions, allowing marketers to make informed predictions, reach their audience more efficiently, and deliver personalized experience while measuring and optimizing their campaign. By leveraging these technologies, marketers can stay competitive in this fast-paced digital landscape and drive better results for their business. As a marketing professional, you know how failing behind on tendencies and seasonal campaigns can affect your results. That being said, no-code tools give marketers even more autonomy. Automation platforms allow us to centralize all marketing tasks within our own team, so we can prepare beforehand or test last-minute crazy ideas. A few years ago, creating an email campaign or making minor changes to a website required knowledge of programming languages. These days, off-site tools are mostly no-code. The rise of these tools has reduced the barriers to entry for marketers, allowing them to execute multiple tasks without extensive programming knowledge or dependence on developers. The first one to rise were no-code email, ads, and analytics platform. Then, we saw landing page builders being launched, followed by website builders and chatbot tools, for example. They reduced the reliance on developers or IT departments, allowing marketers to quickly iterate, experiment with different strategies, and respond faster to marketing trends. In other words, no-code tools simplify the marketing process and make it accessible to a wider range of professionals. But what about when it comes to website content A/B testing? Well, even though they are not old school, many experimentation platforms still need developers to implement A/B testing on websites. That's because almost everything that involves A/B testing on websites ends up requiring some coding. And while many not-code platforms offer simplified interface for A/B testing, there may be still some situations where developers are needed to fully implement and optimizing the testing process. The good news is that it's not hard to find A/B testing tools that provide user-friendly interface and visual editors for creating and managing your tests. These tools often use JavaScript tags or snippets that can be inserted into a web page without coding knowledge. However, when it comes to more complex A/B testing scenarios, we always need some help from developers. This could involve making changes to the source code, implementing advanced tracking, or integrating with third-party tools. Developers can also ensure the integrity of the testing process, address technical issues, and optimize the testing performance. Also, if A/B tests involve personalization or displaying dynamic content based on the user's attributes or user's behavior, coding expertise becomes more critical. Implementing dynamic elements or integrating with customer data platforms may require developers to handle API integrations and even server-side coding. And if you work with CRO, this is probably what your typical experimentation process looks like. First, you need to research and get data to understand the user's behavior. Then, you formulate some hypotheses in light of that data, and make a list of priorities to concentrate efforts in the most critical issues. With your hypothesis in hand, you implement the proposed changes, run your tests to analyze the results, and review the test finding to create more theories. When it comes to more complex A/B testing, developers usually come to the scene when marketers can't code, but it shouldn't be an everyday dependence. If we break that problem into parts, we realize that the dependency on a developer exists in some specific parts, like API integration with third-party software, CMS or CDP integration, tracking, and sometimes result analysis. I want to dive in specifically in the CMS part and visual editor of this equation. Visual editors allow you to change page layouts, copy, and image without coding. These tools are typically available in traditional CMS and simple A/B testing platforms. They help marketers streamline workflow and make their optimization sprint more agile. However, headless CMS emerged later in the MarTech industry to overcome the limitations that these platforms tend to present. Unlike traditional CMS, headless CMSs are detached from the front end, which makes it possible for the same content to be delivered on different channels, regardless of how they are displayed on the screen. Traditional CMS work as a clock that usually masks original content with experiment variations. It can make your website flicker or even crashing if you're not careful. If your developers can't handle an already existing large amount of to-dos in their backlogs, there is no point in scale experimentation with traditional CMSs. You will still need to implement the winner variant after the test ends. When you don't have a solution that allows marketers and devs to scale that efforts in a collaborative way, it shouldn't matter how easy it is to change content independently. With the advent of low-code tools, devs make it possible for marketers to handle their experiment by taking care only of the initial setup. These tools are so accessible that they usually help us deploy experiments faster, don't require a hard learning curve, and allow us to accelerate our process. By embracing a proactive mindset, we can adapt to new technologies and leverage them. Outdated marketing tools will never be as accurate and data-driven as we need them to be. To stand out, you should always stay ahead. And sometimes this means learning more about development or being open to new tools as soon as they rise. But besides that, what you have in mind when looking for the best options to reduce dev dependency? As I said, you should be open to test new marketing platforms and try to explore them as much as possible. Many tools are being developed and waiting to be tested. They will surely give you a lot of help when trying new approaches. Also, you should always search for simple interfaces. A good platform should be user-friendly and worry about your time and effort. If it's a marketing tool, it should allow marketers to be creative and save time. Most important, use a CMS that doesn't require extra integrations to run experiments or to apply personalized content on your website. Integrations are time-consuming and tend to break very easily, so you should avoid them as much as possible. Always think about how to validate a hypothesis in a proof-of-concept way before really implementing the final nice-to-have version. It helps you avoid development costs and reduce your chance of failing. And as a final advice, don't be afraid of some piece of content just because it's written in a monospaced font and looks like coding. Sometimes it's easier than you think, and you can bypass this mind-blocking we are used to have. Okay, that's nice. But at the end of the day, what tool should I use? We often seek a one-stop solution to address multiple needs and use cases. However, it's important to recognize that no single platform can actually solve every marketing challenge. Different use cases require specific tools. For example, if you aim to validate messaging and positioning, tools like Typeform offer interactive surveys to collect feedback. On the other hand, to increase sign-up conversion rates, traditional A/B testing platforms provide specialized features for building and optimizing sign-up forms. Adopting a diverse toolkit would help you leverage a combination of tools that best align with your specific use case. To help you with that, we craft a simple list of suggested local tools for some common use cases in the CRO context.
This is Romo Santiago from Experiment Nation. Every week we share interviews with and conference sessions by our favorite conversion rate optimizers from around the world. So if you like this video, smash that like button and consider subscribing. It helps us a bunch. Now back to the episode.
Before looking into increased conversions, you should take a step backwards and ask yourself if you are adopting the right positioning. Also, are you leveraging this message? Validating messaging and positioning requires you to roll up your sleeves and start talking with your audiences. You should understand what led them to your product and what they used it as an alternative before getting to know your brand. That will allow you to identify what are your differentiators and how you should communicate to clients and potential clients about these competitive advantages. But when it comes to the practical part of it, you will need to create interactive surveys and questionnaires to gather feedback and collect insights. You should always be able to check results with advanced reporting features. And if you can customize your survey designs in a user-friendly interface, that's even better. Some examples of platforms that allows you to do that are Winter, Typeform, and Customer.io. Now, let's go to what matters to us, boosting conversion rates. The right tools should allow you to personalize the messaging to impact different personas, depending on the browsing and purchase history, the marketing campaign that led them to their website, or, of course, the old and good demographics. You should always have access to heat maps and events if you wish to tailor communication and create the most converting website or LinkedIn page version. But before finding that version, you should validate hypotheses quickly and without over-relying on devs, as we have discussed before. Of course, it depends on your budget and CRO team maturity, but tools like A/B Testy, Optimizely, and VWO are some of the best available options to that purpose in the market. But after you have generated some leads, how about a little push to qualify those folks for the sales team to close deal more easily? Well, hiring more people to do this job can be expensive, but conversational platforms are getting smarter and more efficient, so why not leveraging this technology to help your sales team? The right tools for that should allow you to engage visitors and capturing lead information, use chatbots, while also using triggers, analytics, and integration with other applications. The examples I've brought for you today are, again, Typeform, Drift, and Chatflow, but there are many more out there that are just as good as this one. Now, once you have done a good SEO job, captured leads, and qualified those leads, how about heaping the best you can from users who read your blog posts and browse through your website but still haven't converted. You can do that by creating interactive quizzes, polls, and surveys to increase user engagement. Calculators and assessments also encourage longer sessions. Besides that, you should also try interactive infographics and microsites. And the tools that allow you to do just that are Outgrow, Speechify, and Discuss. Now, let's get more e-commerce specific and talk about what increases shopping basket size and revenue. If you have thought about upsell and cross-sell features, you are right. We also have real-time personalization, product recommendation, and as I said earlier, you should always base this strategy on users' behavior and preference to drive higher average order value. That's why I've brought Dynamic Yield, Algolia, and Nosto, but there are many more e-commerce optimizations platforms that will also help you to do that, so you should definitely explore them. And last but not least, after you have sealed the deal, how to accelerate product setup and onboarding. Nothing better than automating workflows and integrating multiple apps and tools to streamline this process. This tool will help you by allowing you to create custom database and project management system to organize and track tasks. You should also be able to design onboarding flows for your products with little or no code. And platforms that allow you to make pixel-perfect and use drag-and-drop system are just perfect for that. Penzo, Appuse, and UserPilot are some examples we have when it comes to platforms that give you this kind of superpower. Remember, there is no one-size-fits-all tool when it comes to CRO and experimentation. You should choose and analyze this platform wisely before getting your hands dirty. And with these examples, we finish our quick session. I hope we have helped you understand how to not depend on developers too much and what kind of tools to use for this purpose. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
This is Romo Santiago from Experiment Nation. Every week we share interviews with and conference sessions by our favorite conversion rate optimizers from around the world. So if you like this video, smash that like button and consider subscribing.